a 1954 Mickey Mantle baseball card from this deck, then if I would, then evolution would have occurred. Why can't I pull out a Mickey Mantle baseball card from the deck? It's not in the deck. It's not there. The same way with genes. You can't get genetic information that is not in the pool. Now, I've been asked, well, what about, didn't dogs and wolves? Yeah, I believe dogs and wolves had the same ancestors, and I'll tell you something else. I believe that all your felines had the same ancestors. That includes your lion, your tiger, your jaguar, and yes, your domestic house cat. Your domestic house cat came from the same gene pool as the lion, likely. But doesn't that show evolution? No, it's simply a matter of you recombining the same gene. So you play this game, I'll give you 13 cards, then we shuffle them again, I'll give you a different, so the 13 cards I give you next time will probably be different from the ones I gave you this time. Again, most of you know what I'm talking about, probably, but they come from the same deck. Now, if you happen to draw an old maid card while playing a bridge game, well, it's not, I mean, there's no rules by which such a card could be played. All right, now I'm going to keep a point. Okay, now, I've got about 10 minutes. Anybody want to comment? Yes? Again, help me say science only, please. I don't want to discuss theology. This is a state school. Science only, nothing else. All right. Okay, yes. If you have any scientific remarks to make, hey, I'll be anxious to hear them.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, we were always taught that the evolution was always a theory. I never heard.
Okay, well, they're now backtracking. In 1960, I mean, I'm old enough, they were telling us it was a proven fact, we had to accept it. But the last 50 years have not been at all kind to the theory of evolution. As new discoveries are made, they have not been at all. And now they're teaching it. Of course, this is also the Bible. They're not. There are very few evolutionists who will look you in the face and tell you that evolution is a proven fact. Now, evolution is. Oh, go ahead. Okay, go ahead.
It's always been a theory. It hasn't.
Right.
It doesn't. A theory does not progress.
I can show you from old
yes,
books.
but a theory does not progress, not stop being a theory to prove a fact, because there's always a theory is not a hypothesis.
That's okay, because everything is based on theories.
Yeah, everything that we know is based on theory.
To some extent, I would say, well, I want to say this about every philosophy and every scientific theory we have. There's always some compelling reason why it can't be true. And I mean, I'm not knocking our attempts to learn it, because we need to try to organize our world and compartmentalize and, think, well, that must happen this way. But no matter what theory or what philosophy we come up with, there's going to be someone who can really compel a reason why this can't be true. Yeah.
Okay, I'm in biology now, and
okay.
We're being taught evolutionary theory.
Okay.
They're not teaching it. But my question would be, why is that the only theory when it comes to the origin of man and species that they teach in academia in the U.S.?
I am so glad you asked that. And this time I have to depart from what I said earlier. Her question was, and this is very important, why is it the only theory taught? And the answer is, it's either that theory or it's creation, and there's hardly anything in between. And they don't want to accept the alternative, so they go with the evolution, because they don't like the alternative. Now, that's a good one. Now,
but if they're both theories, why can't we have...
You have to make a choice. See, it's like there's two types of science. There's a theoretical science, and a practical science is where you put together another device like this one, the next device will do the same thing this one does. That's practical science. An automobile. Put together another one like the first one do. But now theoretical science is science you can't prove, you can only conjecture. Yes?
I wonder why do they still teach Darwin theory even if you
well, they're going to teach it because they don't want.
That it's wrong.
They don't want, they're going to do everything. There's one where they're going to cling to a straw to try to hold on because they don't have enough alternatives. Now, there is a couple of alternatives. One alternative is that life on Earth was seeded from some distant galaxy, but that just simply takes the problem and transports it to another planet. And somehow somebody came to Earth, seeding the Earth with life. And another theory is the theory that the Jainians in India hold, that the universe has always existed, life is always, there was never a beginning, it's just an endless, all the way from eternity past, and it will always exist. There was never a beginning. Again, that's their theory. But for the most part, there's only two theories of origins. Either it came about by itself or it was made. Okay, I'm glad you asked that. All right. Anybody else? Now, folk, again, it's maybe obvious to you, I could talk about this for days on end. How many of you are aware that there was a debate about this subject? Ken Ham and Bill Nye debated. I want to say about the debates. Most evolutionists will never show up for debate anymore because they realize they can't, like, debate can't be won. And I watch debates and I watch a comment, and I want to say, and at first it seemed like that Mr. Nye might want to debate, but then he made some statements that simply are unverifiable. Yes?
Most evolutionary theories don't debate the subject because debating with theology, which is not a science, which is not a theory of creationism, it's
If you put it on the same playing field,
you can't put it
neither
in the same
evolution
because
nor
it's not a
creation
science.
is science. If you put what you said is true. Creation is not and never can be science. But then again, you have to put everything on the same. It was not observed and it cannot be replicated.
It is not backed up by proven facts.
No, neither is. If it were true, it could be replicated in a lab. But you cannot replicate the descent from dogs to cats, for instance. It cannot be replicated in a laboratory. All right, we got a minute. I wanted to ask you this. If you get 10,000 generations of fruit flies and document and observe them all, what do you get at the end of 10 generations? 10,000 generations. Does anybody know? What? 10,000 generations of fruit flies. Document and observe, what do you get? In one word, who knows? You get fruit flies. They don't become grasshoppers. They don't become, but you get many varieties of them. Just like with dogs, we get every new variety of dogs come out every year. Again, recombining the same genes. Okay, go ahead. All right, I want to get to your vote. Hey, about on my clock, we got 3 minutes. Go ahead.
Evolution is provided for millions and millions of years of.
And if you take that away, it can't happen. Go ahead.
But it's
It's proven.
You're diverted from the argument. 10,000 fruit flies and 10,000 fruit flies are not going to.
In a few years, you can get 10,000 generations of fruit flies in a few years.
You can't recreate that. What has happened for millions and millions of years throughout the history of the Earth.
If the Earth is millions of, actually, can you actually prove? And again, that's another. Okay.
Through carbon dating.
Okay. I'm going to take that up next time. Carbon dating. I want to talk about that. Anyway, you had a comment. There's a big. All right. Carbon dating is subject to interpretation. You might not realize. And so is radiometric dating. Every artificial element you create in a laboratory is always 1 million years old at the time it's formed. At the instant of formation, it has the mother and daughter indicates it's 1 million years old. Okay, I do want to take that up. I'm going to deal with that first thing Tuesday morning.
Thursday.
Well, it just seemed like in biology, the examples that the professor gave us seem more like, adaptations. Is that adaptation the same as
Adaptation. No, all right, you have two types of evolution. You have the micro, which is recombining the same genetic information. The difference between a poodle dog and a beagle, that's microevolution. But then you have to get evolution from birds, reptiles to dogs. Yeah, that's something else. That's where you have to change chromosome numbers, change genetic information, add new genes, change chromosomes.
And I know
All
they
this
know
has-
this.
and this is-
I know they know this stuff. I just want to know why they continue to teach it.
They'll teach it because they don't want the alternative. All right, excellent discussion. Yeah, okay, we gotta quit. Go ahead. We'll take it up.
When they find a solution for cancer, they will find a solution for cancer and a cure for cancer because when
What I'm about to say is, Darwin has set us back 100 years at least. So with some of these other men, Einstein and they actually set and Freud, Sigmund Freud, set mankind back 100 years. They used to, all right, here's how Darwin's done this time. When in doubt, take it out. They used to put tonsils and adenoids and appendix galore. Now they've learned, whoops, because these were vestigial organs we no longer need. Now they're learning, whoops, we do need these organs, and are less quick to take them out.